Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I'm going to be restoring and customizing this odd little Matchbox Siva Spyder. The Siva Spyder was made in Great Britain in the 70s. I believe there was only 12 of them ever made, and they consisted of a Volkswagen Beetle floor pan and running gear with the Siva body on top. They also had gull wing doors, which is quite cool. Matchbox produced this little model from 1972 until 1977. Taking a closer look at our example off the turntable, you can see it's had a pretty rough repaint job, and that's left it looking well scruffy. At least there's not too much paint on the windscreen there. The wheels are fairly worn out. I'll start by taking it apart, so I'll drill out these posts here. There's one on the front and one on the rear, and then I'll just be able to pop off the bottom and take it all apart. The windscreen here is riveted in, so I'll carefully drill that out without drilling through the roof of the model. And this big plastic fixture here has a little plastic rivet there and a couple of tabs. I drill and tap the rivet posts using a 1.7mm drill and a 256 tap. And with that done, I strip the paint off the body of the car with some poly stripper. Here it is after the paint stripping. I'm going to pop these old wheels and axles out of the base here. Now I'll give the castings a clean up with a wire brush on my rotary tool. This will get rid of the oxidation and any scraps of paint that are remaining. Here they are after a good burnishing. They're looking a lot cleaner and shinier and ready for some paint to be applied. I want my Spyder to be a really light metallic blue. I start by undercoating it with some black. I then mask off the rear and the louver there. And to paint it, I make a mixture of Vallejo metal colour silver and just a tiny amount of metallic blue. I'm not sure how easy it is to see in this piece of footage here, but it's come out a really nice light metallic blue colour. Now I'll remove this masking. There, I'm really happy with that. Now I'm just going to finish detailing it and give it a nice coat of gloss. Onto the base now. I'm going to start with an undercoat of black on this. The car has a black grille, so I just mask that off, and then I paint the bottom of the car in a burnt iron colour, and here I've detailed the front grille. Now onto the big fixture that goes over the car. This has got quite a coating of grotty old paint on it. I'm going to have to get rid of that. I'll do it with a little bit of hot water and caustic soda. This isn't boiling water, it's just hot water from the tap. I stick in a decent spoonful of the caustic soda, and then I drop in my plastic part for a few minutes. After a soak in the caustic solution and a good rinse, here it is. You can see most of the paint is actually gone now, and the thick parts I can just rub off. They're quite loose now. That's looking pretty clean. Now I'm going to hit it with an undercoat of black paint. There we go, that's looking much better. And I'm going to finish it off with a coat of chrome. The other two plastic parts, the interior and the windscreen, are both looking a bit grubby. So I'll start out by giving them a wash in some hot soapy water. Here they are, looking a lot cleaner. There's a little bit of paint on that windscreen, I'll have to deal with that. The pictures of Spyders I found seem to have black interiors, so I painted this interior black, and I just detailed the steering wheel and the gear stick and handbrake. And for the windscreen I just gently used a scalpel blade to scratch off the paint that was on it, and then I gave it a good polish. Here are the grotty old wheels that were on it. I'm not going to be reusing these. I've chosen some Hot Wheels wheels to replace it, because I thought they were kind of similar to the mags that I saw on some of the pictures of the real cars. And here are all the parts of our Siva Spyder, refurbished, repainted and ready to go back together. First thing I do is pop my new wheels into the base here. Next I'm going to pop the fitting onto the top of the body. I just make sure the side tabs are in properly, and then I can push it on and the rivet there will snap into place. Now I'm going to put the windscreen in. Once in the right position, I use a tiny amount of my black Starbond super glue just to hold it in place. The front rivet post was quite short, so I'm going to have to grind down the screw here so that it's short enough. And now I can pop my interior in. And then the base is put in place and screwed on. And so there we have it, our little Spyder is back together. But before we take a look at the completed model, let's just take a moment to look back and be reminded of what we started with. Here it is, our rough old looking Siva Spyder. It looks like somebody's had an attempt at a repaint there at some point. I'll be honest, I've seen worse jobs, but it is still not looking very good. It's an unusual little car from the 70s. Let's see what we can do with it to get it looking a little bit flasher. And here it is, our restored and customized Matchbox Siva Spyder. It's been given a major tidy up, getting rid of that horrible old paint job and replacing it with a nice new light metallic blue, which from what I can see in the few pictures I can find is a pretty authentic colour. It's also had some detailing and a nice new set of wheels. All in all, I actually think it's looking like a pretty cool car now. I'm really pleased with how that metallic blue came out. You can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Maybe somebody has some memories of these cars. They must have been pretty rare if there was only a dozen or so of them ever made. But the Matchbox toy had quite a long run, so I bet a lot of people own them as toy cars. A big welcome now to all my new subscribers, and a massive thanks to everyone for the great comments and likes on my videos. As always, a super huge thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters for helping to support the channel through Patreon. If you'd like to join them and help me keep making videos like this for you guys to watch, you can check out my Patreon page. There's a link in the description below. You'll get your name in the credits at the end of the videos and also access to a little bit of extra content. For instance, I posted a Patreons only video the other day about how I take photos of my cars. There's also a link down there for Starbond Superglue where you can get 10% off with the code Danny10. It's really good stuff. I use it in virtually all of my builds at some point. Thanks heaps for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share it with your friends.